Having a lengthy bench, so important in the NBA.
It really is. I mean, there's always the risk of guys getting hurt throughout the season. So the teams know the value of having a very deep rotation, and they make the most of their bench, which is smart.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Edwards. And the layup is good.
Oh, so smooth inside. Edwards found the opening and exploited it.
Grimes, the pass to Maxey. Shoots over DiVincenzo. It's George on the wing. McDaniels covering. For 3, Maxey hits the trifecta.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
And what a breakout 4th year for Tyrese Maxey. Named to his first All-Star game in 2024, Richard.
When the Sixers traded away James Harden, it really opened up things for Maxey. Gave him the ball more responsibility, and you know what? He showed up.
And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
And Minnesota with possession here. DiVincenzo finds Randle. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
And Randle drops them both.
It's always nice to see a big fella be able to knock down some free throws and make teams pay from the line.
For 3, Maxey. Embiid with it. Now guarded by McDaniels. Embiid can't hit. Just over a minute and a half in. And it's McDaniels off the drive. And he buries his first look.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You'll gladly take those.
Oubre can't hit. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Randle can't hit. Philadelphia's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Three-pointer Embiid. McDaniels with the rebound.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that open one.
Edwards, a pass to Gobert. And Edwards slams it in.
Can you say terrific athlete? Edwards just enjoys getting deep positioning and rising up for the slam.
Down low. Here's Embiid. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
You gotta love Tyrese Maxey's approach to the game. He said, quote, "I really have a simple life. I have this joy about playing basketball. I like putting in the work, so I'm extremely focused, extremely competitive, and I'm out here having the time of my life. I get to do what I love every single day, and it's a blessing," unquote. Ryan, he's such a positive guy.
Yeah, he really is. Thanks for that, Allie. And Minnesota making a change here. Reed's checked in. Here's Oubre. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
You can tell Maxey enjoys moving the ball. He likes setting up other guys.
Outside Edwards. Reed sets a screen. Edwards with it. Picked up by Embiid. Edwards can't hit.
I thought he had that ball sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
That's his first.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Oh, boy, they've been driving deep into that defense early on, and it's paid off. Great penetration from the perimeter so far.
And following off of what you said, they've really done a good job distributing the ball, passing up good shots for great ones.
Maxey, that's good.
Maxey just completely disregarding the defense because he can.
We know how great Joel Embiid is, but he simply hasn't been as effective in the postseason.
Part of that is because of all the defensive attention he gets. We know things tighten up in the postseason, and things become much more challenging. That's why he needs a better supporting cast.
Oh, my. Edwards looking to demoralize the defense a little with that one. And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
Now here's George. Still no points. That one doesn't drop. McDaniels with some nice D. Here's Edwards. Good efficiency. He's drained 4 out of 5.
You got to bring more muscle if you want to stop Edwards from scoring. He's gifted at converting through contact.
Kicks it to George. Fires from deep. Counted from distance.
The defense really fell apart there. You can't afford to leave him all alone at the arc.
McDaniels with it. Oubre picks him up. Here's Edwards. And Minnesota again with a bucket. 76ers trail by 5. Here's Embiid. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
The footwork, the patience, watching Embiid go to work inside is just a treat.
Outside Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. And the foul called on Paul George. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
Here's Edwards. 10 points for him. Outside McDaniels. DiVincenzo on the wing. Oubre with a steal. Fast break. Here we go. The finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
A sharp steal and some quick offense cuts it down to a one-possession game. Well done.
Timeout. And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. For 3, Maxey. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, let's quickly break down the game. What we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified some weaknesses, and they are exploiting them.
We've got Kyle Lowry, Kelly Oubre out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Paul George, and it's Grimes in at the small forward position. That's the group for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter. Now here's Lowry. Pass to Grimes. And here's George. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Oubre from the arc. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field.
Good job by the D to stay with him and make that a tough 3.
This is the energy Randall provides. When he's charging inside, he wants to hammer it down.
Oubre, that one's good. Oubre's got 5 now. All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA, you think?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? No, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends.
First team foul.
Oubre against Randall, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Ooh, had a nice open look right there. And now a three-point Minnesota lead.
Just a smart offensive player. Conley is aware of when he should look to rise and fire. Woo, I love it. And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Conley passes to McDaniels. From behind the arc. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Philadelphia has gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Here's George. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
That's his first.
It's going to be on Naz Reid.
And you got to give Paul George credit for his mental toughness. There's always lots of chatter out there, but he tunes it out and just focuses on his game.
Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous. Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
And the foul called on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
And Minnesota with some changes. Miller comes in for Randall. And it's Anthony Edwards in for McDaniels. Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. Inside, here's Drummond. And the jam by Drummond. Already 7 lead changes. These teams are really going after each other.
It's been a brutal game to play, but a fun one to watch.
And that one's good from Conley.
Now this is just too easy for Conley. The D can't allow him to get this close to the basket.
Miller, nice start for him, sinking his first shot. 1:57 left in the first half of this one. Oubre passes to George. Takes a 3. Another miss. He's 2 for 4.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Miller. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Here we go, one-on-one. And here's Oubre from the arc. And Conley grabs the miss. And it's Conley with the ball for the T-Wolves. 3-point lead. Outside Reid for 3. That shot off the mark.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from 3.
He stops. He pops. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though. Oubre's got 7 now in this quarter. The Timberwolves have gone 7 for 11 in the second quarter. And Kyle Lowry is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And the 76ers going with a whole new group out there. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Reid. Miller, right side. Pass to Conley. Just 5 to shoot. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
Minnesota is shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
2 shots.
Miller hits them both. 76ers trail by 3. And Maxey, here we go. And that one's good. Maxey's got 7.
I just love the pace that Maxey plays at, constantly applying pressure to the defense.
And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Did you see that? Look at the elevation on that dunk, B.A.
Man, he just cocked it back and fired it down with one hand. Now here's Maxey. 7 points in the game. Pass to Embiid. Left side Walker. 4 on the clock. Baseline try. Embiid misses.
And usually that's a bucket for him, but look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
Oh, threw it down. Wow.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
Can he count it?
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
Now that's how you end the quarter.
Monster buzzer beater. Helps carve into that deficit. It's anyone's game now.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 2. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Boy, you gotta like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with the game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
So for Minnesota right now, Rudy Gobert is out there with Miller. Then it's Donte DiVincenzo. Then there's Edwards. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 2. Miller finds Gobert. Oh, Gobert rocking the rim.
When Gobert is close like that, you know he's going to try and ram it through.
76ers trail by 4. Here's Maxey. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
That this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
A nice shot by McCain.
And clearly he needs no time to warm up.
Timberwolves shooting an unreal 69%. Really special stuff here. DiVincenzo on the wing. Maxey covering. Miller, the pass to DiVincenzo. From deep three-point range. The offensive rebound. Pass to Gobert. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. He buries it from 3. Miller's got 7 points in the game.
A nice dish by Gobert. With his height, he can see over the whole defense.
And Gobert showing some mobility.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
And Donte DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. To the inside. Ooh, Gobert with a steal.
Whatever opening he saw vanished quickly. Got to be more careful with those entry passes. And this kind of play is only going to grow their lead. Holding the other guys down on defense and converting on the turnover.
Pass to Embiid. Now here's Maxey. There's the 3. Sinks the tray. 10 points for him.
The pure shooting stroke of Maxey, gifted at draining it from outside the arc.
DiVincenzo driving. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. McDaniels is checked in for Minnesota. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
shooting for Minnesota.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Pass to Embiid. Fires the three. Out of bounds. The Timberwolves will take it. An MVP in this league, Richard. Joel Embiid. Is there any way to slow this guy down?
The answer, no, B.A. There is no way to slow him down. He's got the unique ability of size, skill, athleticism. You name it, he's got it.
Reed's checked in for Minnesota. Julius Randle comes in for Miller. 76ers trail by 7.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
George, a deep three. Reed with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone 4 of 8 in the third. Alexander Walker with the bucket. Alexander Walker's got his second basket of the game.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
McDaniels against George. Pass to Drummond. Back to George. 6 to shoot. Over McDaniels. That one's wide left. Minnesota leading by 9. Outside, Alexander Walker. Knocked loose. He's got a clear path. The 3, George gets the 3 to fall. George has got 11 points.
Yeah, just a drop in the bucket for PG-13. He will roast you from the corners if you let him.
DiVincenzo with a steal. It's intercepted. Here's McCain. No good on the 3. And so Randall will bring it up for the T-Wolves. Pass to McDaniels. To the wing on the left. Reed for 3. Drains the triple. Give him 8.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Over to the left wing. George outside. Launches it. Buries it from 3.
And his perimeter shooting might be the key to trimming their deficit.
Absolutely, and they have to continue to go to him.
McDaniels passes to Alexander Walker. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
It's George on the wing. He's got 14. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
Let's hear it for all the Panthers. Substitution on the court.
Right side Conley. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun.
All right, fans, here
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store. Minnesota leading by 8. We've got Kelly Oubre, Paul George out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Grimes in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. McDaniels finds Gobert. Shot clock at 6. Back to Daniels. Out of bounds. It'll be Sixers ball.
Philadelphia ball.
The 76ers shooting a solid 53% from the floor. Nice move. And it's Maxey missing.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
McDaniels passes to Gobert. Picked by Gobert. Pass to McDaniels. Here's Edwards. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Sixers. Reed's checked in for Rudy Gobert.
Timberwolves substitution. Number 11, Naz Reid.
And Philadelphia has possession. Trailing by 8. Out to the right wing. Embiid from outside. McDaniels with the rebound. McDaniels got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And it's Randall that time on the assist by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Embiid. No stopping Joel Embiid. Wow.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Man, this has been a fun one. But look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
DiVincenzo can't hit. 76ers trail by 8. George for 3. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
Yeah, it seems like George could do this all night. He just keeps finding shots.
Outside Reed. Lets it go from deep. Nails it from 3. And the Timberwolves lead by 8.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Take that, he says. I see your 3, and I'll raise you another 3.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 to open the 4th quarter. McDaniels against Oubre. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. And so they foul intentionally.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
First team foul.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Oubre passes to Grimes. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Oh, they've done a lot of damage in transition. Every time they see a chance to push the tempo, they're gone.
And they've also been so active defensively, getting deflections, forcing turnovers, and scoring off of them.
You can't lose a shooter like him on the court. The ball will find its way to him, and he will drill a 3 each time.
Outside Reed, pass to DiVincenzo. We're in the final quarter play here, 3 minutes in.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard getting up like that, boy, that is special.
Yes, it's good.
You'd love to get the ball this close in every trip where you can almost just not miss.
Outside, DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Edwards with a step. 5 on the clock. For 3, Randall. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Oh, got that one up quick. And now just a 3-point Timberwolves lead.
This team counts on George to deliver points. His consistency under pressure is key to their offense.
DiVincenzo finds Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
He gives up a bit of size at the center position, but his leaping ability, well, let's just say that makes up
First team foul. At the line for the Timberwolves.
And there's the cherry on top. Excellent trip up the floor to build out this lead. Things aren't looking good here. I mean, they need points, and they need them now.
And if I were them, I'd start thinking about where I'm going to get food after the game because this one looks a bit out of reach.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. DiVincenzo with it. Guarded now by Maxey. McDaniels against Embiid.
76ers foul. Paul George. That's his 3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul.
Oh, he doesn't hit the first. That was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second. And that makes it a 7-point lead. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for Philadelphia. George for 3. Kept alive. It's George on the wing. And that's an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Team foul.
35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Embiid passes to George. Misses the 3.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
Reed for 3. Hits the 3-pointer. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
Edwards. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
That's his 2nd
Man,
personal foul.
the defender really went after him.
Free throw good, Edwards.
Shooting for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards.
And both free throws good for Edwards.
Cool, calm, and collected. Say that 3 times fast. He makes them all and puts this game away.
And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one.
The end of the game.
Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was
For the Cavaliers. A loaded backcourt. It's Garland and Mitchell. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. And it's Hunter in at the small forward. And for Philadelphia, they've got Paul George, Oubre out there with Embiid. Then there's Maxey. And it's Grimes in at the 3 spot. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And here is Mitchell, following the three-pointer by Tyrese Maxey.
There's a measure of composure with Donovan Mitchell, just so calm and focused, understanding how to manipulate the pick and roll.
Now, here's George. And the 3 off target. We're about 1 minute into the first. Hunter against Maxey. It's Allen on the wing. Hunter, no one around him. And Embiid pulls it down.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Nobody near George. Hits it from three-point range.
Now, Paul George's shooting form is just so pretty. This guy's ability to make shots so easy.
You've seen, Doris, Paul George's journey from role player to MVP candidate.
There's a reason, Kevin, Paul George is one of the most emulated players in the league with young people. His game is so well-rounded, and maybe his best attribute is his adaptability. Paul George is equally comfortable either being the lead man, or if need be, he can play with 2 or 3 other stars and still be effective. Really incredible.
And here are the 76ers now. The Cavaliers making the shot. Grimes with the bucket.
Now, Paul George is always about making the right play. What a pretty pass.
Outside Garland. Allen outside. Mobley looking it over from downtown. Trains it from beyond the arc. Mobley's got 5 points.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Cleveland's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Hunter, the pass to Garland. Here's the 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Oubre outside. Pass to Grimes. In the corner, George with it. Lets the 3 fly. Embiid with it. Takes a 3. A rebound by Mitchell. We've got 1:55 left in the first quarter. Mobley, a screen on Maxey. Maxey against Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Well, we know this. Playing above the rim is a big part of Evan Mobley's game.
Oubre kicks to Maxey. A 3. Oubre can't get it to go. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Here's Mitchell. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland.
Well, the dribble drive game of Donovan Mitchell will keep defenders guessing. Boy, you've got to deal with every aspect of an offensive arsenal with this guy.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And here's George for 3. Jared Allen grabs the miss.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Mitchell. The 76ers trail by 5. Here's Maxey. Another miss by Philadelphia. It's It's Garland with the ball for the Cavaliers. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Garland against Maxey. And stolen by Maxey.
You love that defensive effort right there showing up.
It's good for his second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
And great hustle from Maxey in the open court, getting there on the fast break.
For the 3. And Donovan Mitchell gets the 3. Mitchell's got 7.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Oubre, good.
Well, how about the length and athletic ability of Kelly Oubre Jr.? Go ahead in there.
Garland kicks to Allen. No good on the triple. Here's Maxey. Grimes passes to Maxey. The 3 from George. No good on the last second attempt there. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Cavaliers.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
Well, also, guys, what a start from beyond the arc. A huge part of their game today. That's going to help their spacing.
Maxey out there with Paul George. Then there's Embiid. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Grimes in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team, showing that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
Here's Grimes. Isaac Okoro picking up that last basket. Maxey finds Embiid. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Cavaliers ball.
Kyle Lowry. He's checked in for Maxey.
Number 7, Kyle Lowry.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter play. Mitchell up top. 9 points in the game so far. Allen right side. Oubre against Mobley.
Defensive foul.
Nice creativity from the big man, Jared Allen. You've got moves upon moves.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
And as for last season, he was a 74% shooter at the line.
Now, here's George. Shoots. Again, Philadelphia.
Silky smooth jumper from Paul George, and he just lets it fly whenever he gets free from that spot.
Mobley outside, beyond the arc. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
It's George on the wing, defended by Allen. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Leaps for it. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Now, Okoro. Pass to Allen. Back to Okoro. Allen, a screen on Lowry. 6 to shoot. Okoro dishes to Hunter. Back to Okoro. Whoops, here's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. What's most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
The 76ers trail by 5. The 3 from George. Gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 8 points.
And this is a shot Paul George makes consistently, right? When he's in rhythm, he's ready to fire off the bounce.
Hunter sets a screen for Okoro. Hunter kicks to Okoro. This one for three. He gets hauled in by Paul George. 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter.
Extremely fortunate they didn't lose the ball there.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Green, he's checked in for Allen. Dean Wade comes in for Evan Mobley. Max Strus is checked in for DeAndre Hunter. And it's Ty Jerome in for Donovan Mitchell. Now here is Lowry. Scoreless thus far. 1:46 left in the first half. Green, the pass to Strus. To end the cold streak. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
The 76ers trail by 4. Embiid from outside. And it's Wade with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Jerome. Drives to the hoop. Rebound by Kyle Lowry.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Oubre against Wade. Fades and shoots. Another miss by Philadelphia. Cleveland leading by 4. Outside Green. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. 41 seconds left now here in the second. Three-pointer by Embiid. Cavaliers with the rebound. Strus passes to Green. Now, here's Strus.
76ers
hasn't made one yet. And it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia.
foul. Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Now, here's Okoro, guarded by Walker. Okoro kicks to Strus. 6 on the shot clock. Fires for 3. And Okoro with the basket on the assist by Wade.
You love how hard Okoro works for his team and makes himself right there a good option in the catch-and-shoot game.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
And we finished one half of basketball. Cavaliers ahead. They lead by 6. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Tyrese Maxey in this one, guys. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
On the court for Cleveland, we've got Green. Max Strus is out there with Wade. Then it's Okoro. And it's Jerome in at the point guard position. And Drummond gets to Yabusele. There's the 3. A 3 ball. A nice shot by McCain. McCain's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Philadelphia. Takes the 3. Traps in the tray.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Absolutely. When someone makes a shot, the first thought is, I want my own back.
Offensively, Maxey can be such a problem. He attacks you with that relentless energy.
Green with a screen on Maxey. Pass to Okoro. No good with the triple. The 76ers trail by 4. Yabusele passes to Maxey. 90 seconds now into the second half. Here's Yabusele for 3. They get it back. And it's Drummond missing. The Cavaliers leading by 4. Okoro passes to Green. Here's Jerome. He's covered by Max. Green dishes to Okoro. Back to Green. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Sam Merrill. He's checked in for Cleveland. Garland comes in for Jerome.
Darius Garland.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Maxey. It's stolen. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Merrill with the ball. Working on Walker. Merrill can't hit. And it's Drummond with the ball. They'll bring it up for Philadelphia. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points.
Boy, Andre Drummond puts his head down, gets to the cup, and leaves no doubt.
Cavaliers leading. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for the 76ers. Wade sets the pick for Strus. Fires the 3. And the basket by Wade. Wade's got 5 now.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Well, the defensive breakdowns allows Kyle Lowry to take advantage and set up an open look for his guy.
Garland. Wade outside. There's the triple.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Here's Merrill. Guarded by Walker. Shot clock at 6. Merrill passes to Wade. Back to Merrill. From the arc. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And finished off by Walker.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Garland. Walker with the rebound.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's McCain. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. McCain's got the lead up to 2 now for the 76ers. Cleveland has gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Garland, that's for 2. He squares up and sinks it. 5 points in the game.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Outside, Walker. Inside. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Back to Merrill. Yes, that goes in. And the Cavaliers lead by 2.
Here is a guy who is not shy about sharing the basketball. If you're open, Darius Garland will find you.
Drummond with a screen on Wade. Here's Yabusele. And Drummond kicks to Lowry. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Lowry's got the game tied up here for Philadelphia.
When Kyle Lowry touches that painted area, he is aggressive to score it, and he is so able to finish on the interior.
Merrill can't hit. For Philadelphia, they've gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
It'll count. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. 76ers. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. 76ers shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. We've got Kelly Oubre. George is out there with Maxey. And there's Embiid. And it's Grimes in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. There's the pick. In the corner, George with it. And it's George finishing it off.
Oh, yes, sir. PJ making it look easy.
Now, here's Mitchell. T right on him. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland. Garland's got 3 assists in the game. Maxey against Mitchell. Oubre outside. Back to Maxey. 5 to shoot. Here's Grimes. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 4th rebound in this one. On the wing, Mitchell. Mobley inside. Defended by George. Mobley misses. Grimes passes to Embiid. And there's the call on Evan Mobley. That is his first foul of the game. Okoro, he's checked in for Garland. George finds Oubre. Trains the three-pointer. And the 76ers lead by 5.
But he's got NBA range. There's no doubt about that. Oubre with 3-and-D ability on the wing.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Hunter. Oubre with the steal. And now the 76ers on the break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Kelly Oubre, because of his athleticism, he can swipe it at any time.
For 3, Mitchell. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And that's right in his wheelhouse. Looking to make an impact when it counts.
And this is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
Kicks it out to Maxey. Outside, George. Pocket 6. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Nobody near Allen. And it's off from three-point range. The 76ers leading by 4. Maxey passes to George. Here's Grimes. His three-pointers off the mark. Maxey against Mitchell. Kicks it out to Allen. Pass to Mobley. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Allen's shot is off. And so they foul intentionally.
DeAndre Hunter. That's his first personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Tries to save it. And here we go. Fast break. Mobley's got it. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Hunter kicks to Okoro. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. 7 points for Isaac Okoro.
Defense going to live with that one. Okoro just making a tough contested shot.
Maxey against Mitchell. Up and in on the way. And the 76ers lead by 4.
So poised in these situations. Love seeing Maxey rise to the occasion and knock that one down.
On the wing, Jordan. Oh, my goodness! What a play!
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Okoro finds Allen. A three-pointer is right on target.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Outside for George. Here's Maxey. Excellent D there from Allen. For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. The drive by Mobley. Money!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Going inside. The game has come down to this.
Huge possession. Not one to turn down a challenge. Maxey. Wow.
The assist of Paul.
And here are the Cavaliers. Here's Mitchell. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Here's Embiid. To the middle. Here's Maxey. Count it.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Much appreciated, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it.
Well, it's fair to say. We can expect a bruising battle between these two, Grant.
Yeah, these are two teams that dare you to bring the ball at them. They both feast on the defensive side, so don't expect any scoring records broken in this one.
A look at Cleveland's opening lineup. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Okoro is out there with Mitchell, and it's Hunter in at the small forward position.
Well, once Edwards saw his opening, it was game over. He delights in sticking it to you like this.
Hunter, good.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him. On the perimeter.
And it's Edwards with the ball for the Timberwolves. To the middle. Randall finds McDaniels. Outside for Randall. Pass to Edwards. Good on the shot. Edwards has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards, taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
Mobley outside, launches a three. Goes back up. Oh, and Reed with a block. Outside, DiVincenzo. And the ball out of play. The Cavaliers will have it. And coach, how about Naz Reid, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner?
Yeah, Brian, sort of unique. We often associate that award with shooting guards, but although he's a big, Reid is more than capable of putting up big numbers, including from long distance.
Is showing off the floor awareness right there. I love whenever Mitchell looks to share the wealth.
Back to Edwards. Oh, got a piece of it. Hunter with the ball. DiVincenzo picks him up. Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
Oh, guys. I mean, this crowd is in awe of that Mitchell dunk. Heck, I'm in awe, too.
DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. No good with the triple.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
The kick to Hunter. Pass to Mobley. Okoro with the ball. DiVincenzo covering. And there's Okoro. That one's good. And the assist by Mobley.
Good decision making. Scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
Reed sets a screen. It's Edwards with a drive. And he jams it down right on top of Jared Allen.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch, and I wanted to know, how do you slow a guy down like Jared Allen? Coach said we have to hassle him as much as possible on both ends of the floor. We really want to limit him, not just his points, but more importantly, his rebounds. So keeping Allen off the glass is a primary focus.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. And Cleveland has possession. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go to the paint. Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
And the defense, they have to honor Mitchell as a scorer. And when they do, it just opens up the passing lanes. Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
A minute 37 left in the first. For three, Allen gets rebounded by Minnesota. DiVincenzo with it. Now guarded by Mobley. DiVincenzo against Mitchell. Nice shot by DiVincenzo. And that ties it up.
And defensively, you have to make them work harder than this, or it's going to be a long night.
Hunter against Edwards. Pass to Mitchell. Drives to the hoop. Outside Hunter. Back to Mitchell. Clock at 6. Hunter, a screen on McDaniels. Mitchell misses.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
Randall with the drive. And it's Randall with the jam.
Yeah, Randall's so powerful on the take. Really tough for a defender to get in front.
And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Alexander Walker's checked in. Here is DiVincenzo. Reed, a screen on Mitchell. Outside Reed. There's the triple. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Pass to Mitchell. Outside Hunter. And here's Mobley. Puts up a 3. Cleveland again missing. On the wing, Alexander Walker. Hunter covering. The 3, DiVincenzo. He can't get it to go. Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. It's Minnesota up by 4. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for Minnesota?
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And I just love playing on teams like this, passing teams. You can tell they really like playing with each other, and hopefully they keep this up.
We've got Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle out there with Jaden McDaniels. Then there's Naz Reid, and it's Alexander Walker in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Outside, DiVincenzo. From deep, connects from downtown. DiVincenzo's got 7.
Well, it's a 3-point shooting lead. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Alexander Walker. First personal foul. First team foul.
And Cleveland has possession. It's a 5-point game. Here's Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Oh, the length of Allen is exceptional, helping him reach past the defense and jamming it home.
DiVincenzo, pass to Randall. Now here's Reed. Pass to McDaniels. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Here's the 3. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 4 rebounds now. Hunter passes to Mobley. Right side Mitchell. Here's Okoro, covered by Alexander Walker. Here's Mitchell, plenty of space. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net. Mitchell's gotten 4 this quarter. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Hunter with a double. DiVincenzo, pass to McDaniels. Here's DiVincenzo. He has 7. And now the Cavaliers on the break. Outside Mitchell. Let's go with a 3. Mitchell completes the transition play. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense. When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Mobley. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. Conley's checked in for DiVincenzo. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Green's checked in for Allen. Strus comes in for Hunter. Jerome's checked in for Mitchell. And Darius Garland subbed in for Okoro. McDaniels passes to Alexander Walker. Back to Daniels. Now here's Alexander Walker, covered by Strus. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good. For Cleveland, they've gotten off to a sensational 5-for-5 start in the second quarter. Green, the pass to Strus. Here's Garland. Outside, Green. Now Strus. The three. Sends it home from three-point land. Strus has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. And Chris Finch has called timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And Minnesota with some changes. Gobert's checked in for Reed. Miller comes in for Julius Randle. And it's Anthony Edwards in for McDaniels. Wade, he's checked in for Cleveland. And that one's good from Conley.
And not just a jump shooter. Conley is also adept at finding real estate close to the rim.
Stan, just how much of a catalyst has Mike Conley been since the Timberwolves got him?
Well, just listen to his teammates, Brian. They talk about leadership, the adult in the room, and he remains a very capable two-way player.
Here's Conley driving inside. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Yeah, Conley is not an easy cover. He can be quick on his feet when he sees a lane to the basket.
Pass to Jerome. 52 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside.
Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible. Yeah, doing it with speed and style. Edwards putting on a show at the rim.
Inside, outside for Green. Three-pointer. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Timberwolves trail by 3. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Oh, easy 2 for Gobert.
When Gobert is close like that, you know he's going to try and ram it through.
Conley against Garland. Outside for Green. Outside Garland. Knocked away. Stolen by Conley. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to review the game plan. The ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds to Minnesota.
Well, that's just a careless pass. He's lucky that was just deflected and not picked off.
Stolen by Strus. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. The Cavaliers on top, up 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
Hey, we didn't expect this. Not normally a big-time assist maker. He's done a great job moving the ball around.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised, but he's been focused on passing the ball. You got to give him credit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Minnesota has gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. Alexander Walker, the pass to Edwards. On the take. Ooh, Edwards with style and authority.
Well, when Edwards gets this on, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Green with a screen on Conley. And it falls all over the rim and in. Garland's gotten his second bucket. Conley against Garland. Gobert, no good. The Cavaliers have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. To the right side. Lets the 3 fly. That one's good. Garland for 3. Garland's got 7 points in the game.
When Garland finds a three-point shot, he takes it. Supremely confident in his abilities.
Here's Gobert, using the size. Gobert.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one, too, assuming his countryman, Victor Wembanyama, doesn't start taking the reins.
Here's Miller. The kick out to Conley. And it's Javonte Green with a foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
And now that's a momentum builder for sure. So important in a close game.
Look at his teammates here. They love it. Plays like that gonna get them going.
Yes, some guys shrink in big moments, and some rise to the occasion.
And the shot is good by Garland.
And since the break, both teams are increasing their intensity and really getting after it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wow. Look, if you're open, Conley sees you. That was a great pass.
Here's Green. Yes, and a nice assist from Garland. And the Cavaliers lead by 3.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
Here's Conley. And he gets that one. 6 points for him.
Well, that's what you're looking for. Shots from point-blank range.
Cleveland has gotten 2 of 4 threes to fall here in this third quarter. And here's Green from the arc. And Conley grabs the miss. And here's Miller. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. It's Edwards with a drive.
Hey, good luck stopping Edwards when he puts his head down and attacks the basket.
Down low. And a two-handed jam. Here in the second half, this game's still nip and tuck.
Just an insane amount of lead changes. The fans are getting their money's worth.
Conley passes to Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
He flashes to the rim and is met with no resistance.
Pass to Wade. And here's Strus, guarded by Edwards. Garland with the ball. 4-3. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside, Alexander Walker. Back to Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. And it's hammered home by Green.
And we've come to expect this kind of vision out of Garland.
Conley against Garland. Conley passes to Miller. To the left wing. And Gobert with the stuff.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Conley against Garland. And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Timeout.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Let's give Coach credit. He's trying to find a way to squeeze the most out of every possession.
Well, that's the job, right? Your duty as a coach is to finesse your lineups so your guys get the best chance to succeed.
Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Mitchell on the run. McDaniels with the rebound. Here's Alexander Walker. Anthony Edwards has been on display for the Timberwolves. 8 points in the quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dig. What a great pass.
3 tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. We've got Julius Randle, Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Donte DiVincenzo. Then it's Jaden McDaniels, and it's Reed in at the 5. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
Anthony Edwards is checked in for Minnesota. The Timberwolves lead by 6. It's McDaniels on the wing. Back to DiVincenzo. Outside McDaniels. Pass to Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Daniels. And that one is hammered home.
And Edwards makes so many winning plays, including finding his open team.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Mitchell against McDaniels. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
2 points. That one goes.
Edwards plays with such ferocity.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. Mobley, left side. Back to Mitchell. To win the run. Oh, with confidence, Mitchell.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
The Timberwolves have gone a perfect 3 for 3 here in the fourth. Here's Edwards. Good. Edwards has got 4 points now in the quarter.
What touch. Edwards has mastered just about every shot there is.
Mobley outside. He takes it in. And Mobley throws it down.
That one rocked this arena.
That's the kind of dunk right there that makes you think he's going to rip down the rim. Here's Edwards. And Chris Finch has called timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He said, keep it going, guys. Ride this wave of momentum. We're playing great right now, but we can't let up. Guys, back to you.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Pass to Allen. And Donte DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Now Mobley. Allen with a screen on Randle.
Yeah, staying right on the ball there. Randle with a nice shot contest, making a difference at both ends of the floor.
Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Allen outside. Mobley outside. Back to Allen. Shot clock at 5. From deep, Mitchell. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Reed. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The 3 from Mitchell. Randle pulls down the board.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
First team foul.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. Really great when you see it in action.
Yeah, another thing, this offense came in aggressive, driving into the lane, forcing the defense to try to adjust. So far, the defense hasn't had enough of an answer. Just great positioning to get the rebound, then get it back up.
The kick out to Edwards. Outside Reed. Back to Edwards. Reed sets a screen. Right wing. From downtown. They get it back. Out to DiVincenzo. Edwards a screen on Mitchell. DiVincenzo, the pass to Edwards. Now Randall. Guarded by Okoro. Fades away. Randall can't hit. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They trail by 7. Mobley. Here's Allen. Count it!
Big Jared Allen outshining the bright lights.
And here are the Timberwolves. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
Edwards. It's rebounded by Cleveland. So we see the Timberwolves get the win here. Boy, they didn't make it easy. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
Joel Embiid. Then there's Maxey. Then it's Paul George. And it's Grimes in at the 3 slot. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Reed is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Clark, it's tough to wear down either team in this matchup because of their depth.
And Kevin, you've got to give both front offices a ton of credit. I mean, you've got to find guys and try to be economical about it, and they need to be able to play important minutes for you. It's a little more art than science, and kudos to both of these front offices.
And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Outside, George. Off target with his 3. Now, here's McDaniels. The offensive rebound, Randall, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
You know, guys, Randall is simply a beast on the offensive boards.
Outside, George. Here's Grimes. Edwards defending. They grab their own miss. Embiid from outside. Pass to Oubre. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. It's good. Nice touch there from Maxey.
Welcome to Maxey's world, one of the more efficient three-point shooters in this game.
Edwards kicks to Randall. Good on the 3-point shot. Randall's got 5 points so far.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you can fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Grimes passes to George. To the inside. Grimes with the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Edwards with the block.
And the athleticism of Edwards helping on defense, capable of getting up to block shots.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Back to George. Pass to Oubre. Embiid against Reed. Just 5 to shoot. The 3 from George. Minnesota with the rebound. And Clark, we know the last handful of years, the 76ers have been a threat in the East.
7 straight years of playoff runs. Can't get past that second-round barrier, though, Kevin. But as far as success, they've been as consistent as it comes in the East the last decade.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Pass to Embiid. And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And Randall throws it down.
You know, once he has the positioning he wants, he's ready for the big finish. Julius Randle throwing it down.
Yep, that one goes in there.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
And while we've got a moment, I'd send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks very much. I spoke briefly with Chris Finch, and their biggest concern, of course, it's figuring out a way to guard Joel Embiid. Coach said Embiid presents all types of issues. He can post you up, knock down the 3. We'll have to send multiple bodies at Embiid to keep him in check. We'll see how they try to defend him. It won't be straight up. Guys?
Thank you, David. Now, Maxey. After Anthony Edwards missed from long range.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
DiVincenzo kicks to Randall. Oubre pulls it in. Philadelphia leading by 3. It's deflected. Stolen by McDaniels. And here's Edwards from the arc. It's good from long range.
The challenge with defending Edwards, he's a 3-level scorer.
DiVincenzo against Maxey. to Embiid. Embiid sets the pick for George. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. 2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
I don't think the defense was ready for DiVincenzo to get assertive like that. Dunking right on top of him there. Oops, upside your head.
Maxey against DiVincenzo. Pass to Grimes. Drills it from outside. Grimes has got 5.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. He's off on that one. Some solid defense from Maxey. Embiid dishes to George. Got it up. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Philadelphia.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
I would like to highlight, too, guys, the excellent passing they've done early on. I mean, they've done a really good job putting the ball into the hands of guys ready to shoot it.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, George is out there with Lowry. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Grimes in at the 3 spot. Rudy Gobert is checked in for Reed.
PG-13 using that length inside.
Into the lane. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an edge.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Now, here is George. 5 points in the game. Sinks the triple.
And this is what Paul George does. He looks for any opening on the floor to create opportunities for his team.
Here's Miller. They trail by 1. DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Outside, George. DiVincenzo against Lowry. It's stolen by Edwards. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Miller kicks to Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Makes it off the glass. Gobert's got the lead up to 3 now for the Timberwolves. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Timberwolves.
Well, you know, they've been aggressive on the defensive end, and it's paying off for them. Quite a few takeaways for them in the early going.
They've out-hustled the opponent so far in this one. A lot of points in the open floor, and that's giving them the advantage.
And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. Mark, you had a chance to defend a lot of great scores in your time in the NBA.
Yeah, and I did. They wore me out too, partner. I mean, I think the attitude of those guys stands out. Their relentlessness, the skill level obviously was there, but it was the relentless pursuit of the basketball and scoring opportunities. Bernard King, Larry Bird, Alex English, Marcus Johnson was near the tail end of his prime, but he was a problem too. I mean, there were a number of guys in that. Kelly Tripucka. Woo! Yeah, don't make my head spin.
Just 5 on the clock. Miller outside. Here's Alexander Walker. That's good. It's Miller with the assist. Alexander Walker's got his first 2 points.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
George looking over the floor. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Mike Conley's leadership is huge for the Wolves. Rudy Gobert says his presence on the court, but especially in the locker room, is invaluable. Coach Chris Finch said he's given us everything and more. Conley says to have this kind of trust from everyone is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. Kevin?
He is a class act. David Banks. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Not only is Maxey solid and efficient from the line, but he gets there quite a bit too.
Outside, Maxey. Walker finds Maxey. Over to the wing. Here's Embiid. The three. Rebound, Minnesota. Special K, you've seen Tyrese Halliburton a lot. He's as good as anyone in this league offensively. What does he do best?
I think his best basketball attribute is probably his passing, his vision, the way he can set other people up. But the intangible that makes him, he's a Pied Piper. He is a galvanizer. Guys love being around his energy and the way he plays. So not only does he play with great confidence.
What a finish!
Unselfish, good vision, nice dime by Julius.
With force, Embiid takes it to him.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Randall passes to Alexander Walker. To the paint, Embiid with the steal. And now Philadelphia on the break. Outside, Maxey. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. The shot's good from Alexander Walker.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Maxey, no good.
First personal foul. First team foul. And for the Wolves, number 11.
7 seconds left in the first half of the game. It's up a three. And the last second attempt does not go in for it. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 2. Time now for the halftime break. With the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
And get ready for the big half-court shot.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Julius Randle is out there with Anthony Edwards. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Conley, and it's Reed, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Reed with a screen on Walker. Alexander-Walker passes to Conley. Here's Randle, and Randle throws it down. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Back to Maxey. To McCain. From past the arc. Minnesota with the rebound. Randall's got 4 rebounds in this game. Conley against Walker. To the middle. Here's Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Randall, another bucket. Continues to expand his offensive game.
Here's Maxey. Another miss by Maxey. Minnesota leading by 3. Driving inside. And Randall throws it down.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
Tell you what, you'd hate to be the guy having the responsibility of guarding him.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Working on Walker.
The knee just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win those kind of breakdowns.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That'll be his second foul of the game. Philadelphia on D, trailing by 2.
Nice to see Conley receive the dime for once. He's normally the one dropping dimes.
Right wing, three-pointer by Embiid. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Drummond comes in for Embiid, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Maxey.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Pass to McCain. Conley against Walker. A miss that time. Would have put him up. The Timberwolves have gone 5 and 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Shannon, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Some changes for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Pass to Walker. Drummond with it. Philadelphia moving the ball around. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. The three-pointer no good. Here's Shannon. And that one is stuck right through.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long?
Boy, that was a great dunk, and we've got a great game here.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. DiVincenzo passes to Alexander Walker. Hits the three-point bomb. Alexander Walker's got the lead up to 5 now for the Timberwolves. And Clark, here's a great guy to have in the rotation. Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Loved him in college. Loved his versatility, and I thought it would translate nicely to the NBA. Took him a minute to find his rhythm, but he's got great length, which makes him versatile defensively, and he can play with just about anybody because he's got good all-around offensive skills. Quick feet there by DiVincenzo. Once he gets a step on the defense, it's a wrap.
Here's McCain. Offline with his 3.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Shannon passes to Gobert. And oh, here we go. Lowry's got the fast break chance. Abu Saleh kicks to Walker. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. They get it back. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Lowry passes to Drummond. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert has got 5 rebounds tonight. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. The 76ers making a switch here. There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Oh, Edwards!
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Timberwolves lead by 4. And to the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. The 76ers trail by 4. Taking a look at the 76ers. They've got Drummond. George is out there with Lowry. Then there's Oubre. And it's Grimes in at the small forward. Here's DiVincenzo. Driving to the basket.
Hey, why settle for the layup when you can dunk? DiVincenzo put in on the show on that job.
Now Lowry. Grimes passes to Oubre. And yes, it's good.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind the layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Randall finds Reed. Randall left side. Shot clock at 5. Edwards passes to Randall. And no good. Good D by Drummond. The 76ers trail. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Pass to Grimes. A fader. Minnesota with the rebound. Randall's got 5 rebounds tonight. Edwards inside. Here's Reed, defended by George. And Reed throws it down.
Just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
A powerful finisher. Oubre Jr., you deserve to get dunked on when you let him get inside.
Edwards drives in.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that.
Yeah, to glide in and reverse it home like that, so sweet.
George dishes to Drummond. Pass to Grimes. Left side, George. Over Edwards. George, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Lowry. Count that bucket.
When it's an important moment in the game, a big time in the game, he flat out takes over. Lowry is a gamer.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey comes in for Kyle Lowry.
Calm when it counts. Randall has that clutch DNA. No fear in Maxey, folks. This guy is ready for the big moment and welcomes the challenge.
Minnesota's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. McDaniels kicks to Edwards. Back to McDaniel. DiVincenzo against Maxey. Pass to Reed. The tray. That one's not going to go. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Outside, Maxey, George. That puts them in the lead. And 11 points for Paul George.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Here's Randall. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire. This is what it's for.
The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to do a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse told his team. He told him he liked the way they were working, but he said we have to really get after it. All we need is a couple of stops. Keep your focus. We'll see if they can close it out. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
Maxey with the screen on Reed. And they go to the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that gives them the lead.
You know, what I respect about Embiid, in addition to his tremendous skill and size, is his willingness to keep working on himself. He's already an elite talent, but if he sees any room for improvement, he'll go to work to make it happen.
DiVincenzo finds Reed. Knocks down the trifecta. They're on cloud nine.
That was a huge lift for this crowd.
Here's Maxey. It falls.
No, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
Here's DiVincenzo. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. Here's Philadelphia. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Stolen by Reed. And there's the drive. It drops.
That was so clutch. I mean, they're in front by the slimmest of margins, in need of a stop right here.
Embiid. Reed with the rebound. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and look for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a three-point game.
And the perfect time to be perfect at the line. Only a three can tie it down.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation. He's basically automatic from the line, not the guy you want to send there now.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
The second one is good. Bring both at the line, and it's a three-point game.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You don't want to force it, though. Still need to get a quality look.
And so it's the Timberwolves who come out on top here. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win.
We have the NBA coming up. A look at the 76ers starting group. Maxey out there with Paul George. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Grimes in at the 3. And for the Cavaliers, at the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Garland and Mitchell, the talented 1 and 2. And it's Hunter in at the 3, the small forward. Maxey, that's good. Grant, looking at these two teams, my attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
Using that quick first step on his way to the rim, Garland is just too tough off the bounce.
George, a screen on Mitchell. For 3, Maxey. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And it's Garland with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 4-point game. Uneasy, 2 on the layup. Garland's got his second basket.
Looking for a high percentage shot. Garland wants the best look he can get.
Maxey passes to George. Off target from outside.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Nails it from beyond the arc.
He's a producer. It's part of their plan to get him as many touches as possible.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. I talked with him about Joel Embiid and asked him what he wants his team to do against him defensively. And he said, I told our big guys to play with physicality out there, but to also know when to go straight up and not let him bait us into silly fouls. It's not an easy assignment, but coaches seem confident in their chances of containing Joel. Guys?
Thanks for that, Allie. George for 3. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. They've been taking care of business.
Especially at the offensive end, where they've been totally in sync. And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Well, you talk about an anchor for this defense. Richard Jared Allen is that.
It's hard to find a big man who can move and eat up space like Allen. He's a great shot blocker that can also move his feet on the perimeter and guard in isolation. But a difference maker at the rim, that is where he's at his best.
Now here's Garland. He's got 6. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Fires the 3. George, no good. The Cavaliers have gone 5 of 6. They're rolling. The 3 from Mitchell. He drops it from range. Mitchell's got 8 points.
When you shoot hundreds of these shots in gyms by yourself, it will make you automatic just like Mitchell.
Here's Maxey. 6 points for him. Garland with the ball. Guarded now by Maxey. Here's Mitchell. Crafty move. Yes. And a nice assist from Garland. 10 points for him.
One thing you can count on with Mitchell, he will just keep attacking.
For 3, Maxey. Pass to Grimes. Beyond the arc. Philadelphia with another miss. And here comes Cleveland. They're on a 16-6 run. Mitchell, the pass to Hunter. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Grimes. Maxey against Hunter. The 3 ball. Out of bounds. It'll be Cavaliers ball.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm bald?
Cleveland leading by 7. Outside Garland. Mobley, a screen on Maxey. Garland for 3. It's rebounded by George. The 76ers shooting an unremarkable 30% in the first. Well, the recent success of the Cavs has centered around their defense, RJ.
Well, if you want a chance to contend, you're going to have to be able to defend. Their coach embodies that, and so does their personnel, specifically their front court.
Here's Hunter, and finished off by Hunter.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Garland for 3. Drills it from deep. Garland's got 9.
Hitting them right back. Garland fires off the three-point answer.
Oubre against Hunter. Three-pointer. Oubre can't hit. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
And I love watching Garland mature into a leader. And you know what? He is not done yet.
And the 76ers with some changes. Drummond comes in for Joel Embiid. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Tyrese Maxey. Now here's Garland. He's got 10. The open shot by Allen. Paul George pulls it in.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Knocks down the long J. Here's Mitchell. Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. Got his second basket of the game.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
And that's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Allen with a screen on Lowry. Garland for three. Rebound by Philadelphia.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, in today's high-scoring NBA, every position has to be a threat. All-star Donovan Mitchell said, "We're getting away from the point guards who are just floor generals. It's passing and scoring that you're starting to see, and your level of scoring allows you to be a better playmaker." Teams have to respect that.
No doubt, Allie. Thank you. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time. And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Here's George. Strus grabs the miss.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
Here's Okoro. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Pass to Wade. Okoro on the wing. George defending. That one off the back iron and out. 76ers trail by 12. They grab their own miss. It's George on the wing. Tries again. Doesn't go for him. Now the Cavaliers with it. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Wade. He's covered by Oubre. Cleveland shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Second team foul.
No good on the free throw.
At the line for your Cavaliers with 2 shots.
And he can't hit the second. Thompson passes to Wade. They set the pick from outside the arc. No good there. Here's McCain. It's good! It counts at the buzzer!
That's how you beat the clock.
Your Cavaliers.
That is a huge three for them mentally. You don't want to go into halftime staring at a double-digit deficit.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books, one half to go. It's been a clinic out there by Darius Garland.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Tristan Thompson is out there with Dean Wade. Then there's Okoro. Then it's Ty Jerome. And it's Strus in at the 3. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Smart pass from the quick-thinking Maxey. Outstanding at finding uncovered teammates.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throw this game. The Cavaliers lead by 8. Okoro outside. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And breaking out the one-hand slam.
Man, an emphatic way to extend the lead a little more. Now here's Embiid. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. For 3, Maxey. The putback. Whoa! Joel Embiid with the follow.
The reach of Embiid with his size and wingspan, he's a real threat on the offensive glass.
Thompson, a screen on Maxey. Jerome passes to Thompson. Okoro outside. And here's Strus outside. Rebound by Philadelphia. And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
With an MVP trophy under his belt, Joel Embiid has only become more dominant, RJ.
I think that 2023 MVP increased his confidence. It allowed him to feel like he really was the best player in the world. And I think it motivated him to keep pushing himself. And the results speak for themselves because the stats, they back that up.
Thompson outside. Oh, trying his luck from deep. Drops in the 3. 76ers trail by 9. Three-pointer Embiid. Yes, sir! Embiid from distance.
Guys over 7 foot like Embiid, they are not supposed to do that.
And he lays it up and in.
No settling for an outside shot there. They went right to the hoop.
Pass to Embiid. Thompson with the block. And he's able to get it back. Yabusele. There's the drive. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist. Embiid's got 3 assists now in this one. The Cavaliers lead by 6. Here's Jerome. Sweet little floater. Jerome's got 6.
The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
For 3, Maxey. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Walker. Pass to Maxey. The fader knocks down the triple. 11 points in the game.
So locked in from range. Maxey almost makes it look effortless.
Here's Okoro. There's the drive. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line.
Defensive foul.
It's going to be on Lonnie Walker. And the Cavaliers will go for a different look here. Jared Allen, he's checked in for Thompson. Evan Mobley comes in for Wade. Hunter's checked in for Strus. And Garland is subbed in for Jerome. Drummond's checked in for the Sixers. Kyle Lowry comes in for Tyrese Maxey. Hunter, good.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
Mitchell's checked in for Okoro.
Donovan Mitchell.
Drummond inside. Guarded by Garland. Drummond with the bucket.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Pass to Allen. Takes the three. The rebound by Lowry. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. Trailing by 8. Walker for 3. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Lowry against Mitchell. Outside Garland. Mitchell, a screen on Drummond. Back to Mitchell. Lets a floater go. No good. His first miss. He's 5 for 6 now. 76ers trail by 8. Walker for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Mobley's got his 5th rebound in this one. Mitchell against Lowry. Mobley outside. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Cleveland again missing. Philadelphia has gone 2 of 6 from downtown here in the second half. Right side Garland. This one for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Drummond's got his 8th rebound here tonight. 4-3. Oh, at the buzzer!
Wow! I didn't think he was going to get it off in time. Oh, wow.
Talk about...
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Cleveland on top, up by 5. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
That's an unguardable pass. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
Team foul.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. We've got Kyle Lowry, also Lonnie Walker out there, and it's Drummond in at center. Maxey on the wing. Hunter covering. George for 3. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Poke loose. Pass to Grimes. George scanning the floor. There's the triple. That shot missing.
Another miss from him, struggling to find his rhythm.
Allen finds Mitchell. Back to Allen. Now here's Mobley. Shot clock at 6. Fires the 3. And the three-pointer goes. And it's a 10-point Cleveland lead.
This is something that Mobley is still developing, but nice to see him take a confident shot from the arc.
Back to Maxey. Pass to Grimes. Beyond the arc. George outside. Here's Garland. Finished off the break.
Such explosive athleticism in transition. Garland gets the pass and takes off.
Oh, got that bucket in no time at all.
The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Outside Mitchell. Pass to Garland. Takes the 3. Joel Embiid with the board. 76ers trail by 9. George with it. Guarded now by Mitchell. Outside Maxey. Launches a 3. Mitchell against George. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Mobley. And Grimes pulls it down. The 76ers have gone 1 of 4 since the fourth quarter began. Cleveland leading by 9. From deep, Mitchell. Mitchell, bullseye from distance.
This is what makes Mitchell such a tough cover, skilled at sticking it right off the dribble.
And there's the foul. It's going to belong to Darius Garland. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
So it's Philadelphia now. For 3, George fires in the triple.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Allen, the pass to Garland. Mobley against Oubre. Back to Garland. Mobley, a screen on Maxey. 6 to shoot. Garland for 3. Paul George pulls down the board. George has got 4 rebounds now. And it's Maxey missing. And so it's Allen who brings up the ball for the Cavaliers. So far in the 4th, they've allowed just 6 points. Mitchell's shot is good.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor space.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
Allen can't get it to go. 76ers trail by 12.
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Cavaliers.
They ran the fast break beautifully all night long. It was a huge part of their success.
It's so true. They clearly ran the floor well, constantly putting pressure on the defense. Just a tremendous effort.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Donovan Mitchell.
We certainly got to see his best effort on offense, attacking the defense without fear and grabbing a lot of buckets.
Garland against Maxey, and Mitchell launches it from deep. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll head to the line for 3.
We talked about the guys who play bigger than their listed size, and Donovan Mitchell is at the top of that list.
And Richard, thinking about Donovan Mitchell, he just has a total impact on the game.
It's crazy to think that he's in the prime of his career, but every single year he continues to get better. I still think there are more levels for him to go.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Hunter with the fadeaway. Rebound by Philadelphia. Fast break, Philadelphia.
Paul George, 3 points.
And so it's Cleveland winning this one. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him a little.
Starting at small forward.
Hello, basketball fan. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Reed is out there with Randall. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. And for Cleveland, a lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. A loaded backcourt. It's Garland and Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the 3 spot. Greg, we know these teams among the best defensive squads in the NBA. This figures to be a low-scoring affair.
But it should be an entertaining one, Kevin. And if you're a fan of high-intensity, high-energy defense, there's a lot to love about this matchup.
Allen, a screen on McDaniel. Hunter, no good. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's McDaniels. Plays it up off the glass.
Well, Anthony Edwards showing you that I've got some playmaking in my toolbox. Nice pass.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Kenny Atkinson, DA.
Their team's main focus tonight? Well, it starts with all-star Anthony Edwards. He said Ant is an incredible player. He's so physical. We have to throw multiple bodies at him. It's got to be a team effort to keep Edwards in check. An ambitious game plan. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
Anthony Edwards.
Edwards, such an explosive scorer. You don't want to concede that three-point shot. Boy, that's going to make him feel good.
You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular. Boy, Mitchell's confidence is off the charts right now. Off the dribble jumper, yes, sir.
For 3, Edwards. Edwards with another miss. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Allen with the screen for Hunter. Pass to Mobley. And here is Garland. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They get the rebound. For 3, Mitchell. Reed with the rebound. Minnesota's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And so it's Mobley with it. He'll bring it up for Cleveland. Timberwolves passing it around. Over in the corner, McDaniels nails the wide open jump shot. McDaniels got his second basket of the game.
Anthony Edwards plays with joy, and you love to see him get his teammates involved. Pretty pass.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Edwards fires from way outside, from beyond the arc, and then some. Edwards got 6.
Boy, that was deep. Anthony Edwards testing the limitations of his range on that one.
Here's Mobley. Banked in off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Randall finds McDaniel. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. On the wing, Mitchell. Nobody near Allen. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Okay, Mr. Allen, I did not know the 3-point shot was in your bag. Nicely done.
Good on the triple.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
For Minnesota, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. The Cavaliers shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Mitchell dishes to Hunter. Loads it up there for Mobley. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
The unspoken communication on the alley-oop and Evan Mobley making his teammate look good.
Here's Reed. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. It's stolen by DiVincenzo. Three-pointer. Hands it from downtown. Reed's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Timberwolves. Garland against DiVincenzo. Mitchell a screen on DiVincenzo. Connects from three-point range. Garland's got 8.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Number 9, Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Mitchell looking it over. Darius Garland has been leading the charge for Cleveland. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And what do you guys think about the Cavaliers so far in this one?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
So on the floor for Minnesota, they've got Reed, Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Edwards. Then it's Randall. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 3 spot. Shoots the 3. Jared Allen grabs the miss. Cavaliers leading. And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
Here's Alexander Walker. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm. Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Edwards slashing in. Jared Allen grabs the miss. The Cavaliers leading by 7. For 3, Hunter. That's a no-go, and he's still looking for his first bucket after 2 shots. Alexander Walker finds Reed. Now DiVincenzo. Pass to Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. Edwards loves it in there.
Boy, that defense must be better. Anthony Edwards getting it done on the interior.
Here's a Okoro. Misses the 3. Timberwolves trail by 5. Here's DiVincenzo. Alexander Walker on the wing. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Wow, excellent explosion off his feet by Julius Randle.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Randall against Mobley. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. Back to Okoro. From deep. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Cavaliers lead by 6. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg. What's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, you know, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Mitchell kicks to Mobley. Spins. Converts after the nice spin. And now it's an 8-point Cleveland lead.
Oh, to be blessed with athleticism and touch. Mobley has all the tools to be elite.
DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Oh, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving. No doubt whatsoever.
Timberwolves trail by 6. And finished off by Edwards.
Oh, give me a little sauce. Anthony Edwards rise high and finish over the defender.
They get a hand on it. DiVincenzo with it. He's picked up by Mobley. Fires from deep. Mobley with the rebound. Mobley's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Allen. And it's Allen slamming it down.
Well, Jared Allen putting it on the deck and getting to the cup. Big man doing work.
Back to Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Allen. Wade comes in for Mobley. Max Strus is checked in for Hunter. And it's Ty Jerome in for Mitchell. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Miller comes in for Randall. Daniels, he's checked in for Edwards. And Mike Conley is subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
A 3 from Strus. No good on that one. Here's McDaniels. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Cavaliers ahead. They lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
No problem fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
They've got Max Strus. Wade out there with Tristan Thompson. Then it's Sam Merrill. And it's Jerome in at the point guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Here's Merrill. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Clock is at 3. Near the three-point line, it's Wade, and it's good. With time running down on the shot clock. Here's Conley. Still without a basket. Pass to McDaniels. Lets it go from deep. Drills the three-pointer.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Here's Jerome. Covered by Conley. Jerome passes to Thompson. On deep. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 3. And those advanced numbers, Doors, they show Rudy Gobert is historically great.
Kevin, I love that you are an analytics lover, but for me, it's about the eye test. Rudy Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion. He's played on winning teams, and he's been an integral part of their success. He is one of the all-time great defenders we've seen.
Here's Alexander Walker. No good. That would have tied it.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there? Always a bonus when points come from unlikely sources. And you can see this guy's been working on that shot.
Thompson, a screen on Thompson. Fires the three. Thompson with the bucket. And the Cavaliers lead by 5.
Wow, Tristan Thompson showing that I've got to grow as an offensive player, willing to take the range opportunity.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Pass to Strus. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Shot is good, and the Cavaliers lead cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Gobert.
Gobert's comfort zone, right? High percentage shots, easy money for Rudy.
2 minutes remaining.
Timberwolves have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Strus kicks to Wade. Strus setting the screen for Wade. Buries it from three-point range. Wade's got 5 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Alexander Walker finds Conley. Out to the right wing. Launches it. Here's Gobert.
We always know this has been a strength of Rudy Gobert, getting the offensive window. Nicely done.
Side out.
Mike Conley, his first team foul.
Green is checked in for Cleveland. Cleveland moving it around and stolen by Miller. Here's Alexander Walker. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Now just a 1-point Cavalier lead.
He took what the defense was giving him that time. There was nobody on him on the three-point shot. Boy, don't give him the lights out.
Got a piece of it. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Basket good. Shannon's got his first basket.
No, this is where the freakish length of Rudy Gobert, so effective at reaching in and prying the ball away from the opposition.
Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
And here's Miller outside. It's rebounded by Cleveland. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. There's Green with the three. Nailed from three-point land. And now a 4-point Cavalier lead. Here's Alexander Walker. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Green passes to Merrill. Green, the screen. That three off the mark. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust.
Substitution on the court.
Gets it off. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Cavaliers lead by 4. And time for the short break. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Cleveland leading by 4. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Nas Reed out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. McDaniels passes to Reed. Stolen by Mitchell. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. And Mobley the bucket on the assist by Mitchell. 8 points for Evan Mobley.
Man, that is a big-time tough finish. Evan Mobley doesn't back down.
Edwards kicks to McDaniels. Back to Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Out to Edwards. Jacks up a three. Evan Mobley with the rebound. It's Garland with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 6-point lead. Inside, here's Mobley, and Mobley throws it down.
Well, we know this. Playing above the rim is a big part of Evan Mobley's game.
He had a nice open look right there.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Garland the pass to Mobley. Garland with a screen on Randall. Here's Mobley. Again, Mobley missing. Timberwolves trail by 5. Outside Edwards. From outside the arc, Mitchell comes up with the rebound. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter start. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That is his first foul of the game. Hunter's checked in for Max Strus. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Mitchell dishes to Hunter. Kicks it out to Allen. No good on the 3. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead was cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Edwards.
Anthony Edwards has got his rhythm, and he's got a well-rounded offensive game. Look out.
And here's Garland for 3. Sinks the three-pointer.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Mitchell finds Mobley. A 3, Hunter, and another 3 for Cleveland.
A very consistent three-point shooter. Hunter shoots it well from there because of how confident he is.
And Edwards launches it from deep. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Edwards got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for Minnesota. Mobley a screen on DiVincenzo. Garland, a kick out to Mobley. And he drives in, and Mobley throws it down.
Oh, my goodness. That is nasty, Evan Mobley. That's almost unfair.
Pass to Edwards. A minute 50 left in the game. DiVincenzo against Garland. 5 on the clock. And Edwards with the stop.
Anthony Edwards relishes big-time moments, and he delivers right there.
Mitchell kicks to Hunter. Off target from three-point range.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
McDaniels passes to Edwards. Shoots over Mobley. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. That one on Mobley.
Well, size and athleticism, a little bit of craftiness right there by Anthony Edwards. That up fake gets that defender committed, and the free throw line opportunity is coming.
And Edwards drops them both.
Well, consistency is so critical, especially in clutch moments. This guy has got that gene.
Mitchell kicks to Hunter. Off target from outside. Timberwolves trail by 3. Edwards passes to DiVincenzo. Back to Edwards. There's the drive. Money!
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
And here's Garland for 3. Nails the triple.
Absolutely fearless is Darius Garland. Clutch shot, no problem.
Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And now this game's taken on a whole new feel since halftime.
What energy we're seeing. Something has lit a fire under both of these teams. Wow, Donovan Mitchell simply fearless when his team is in need.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
You've got to run a play that's... We know this about Anthony Edwards. He is fearless in these moments. That's a big-time clutch delivery.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on. late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Pass to Garland. Fires the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Now it's a 7-point Cleveland lead. We see the Cavaliers get the win here. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got the sense that the